Okay. Bubbling in the trap, you know about that. Get it. Whether in the club or in the trap, you know about that. You say, hey, you know about that. And you never ever can sleep.
So, welcome. POJ, how you doing? Let me get my beer open real quick. What's up, y'all? It's your boy. Diamond's over there sleeping. He'll probably join us in a second. You already know what it is, Shawty. The beer's cracking. The eyes are slanted. It's another episode of First and 15, y'all. Can I get a cheers? Can I get a close? Appreciate you. Hey. But I'm here with my dog, POJ. I mean, y'all seen him many times before. Maybe you've seen him at some shows with me. But I feel like we haven't had too much time to shed light on you before. So, you know, you've seen him at my radio interviews. Where are you from? What does POJ stand for?
I mean, what POJ stands for? It stands for Prince of Jeruz. Well, it used to be Prince of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And that's actually where I come from. I come from the holy city of Jerusalem.
Hey.
Yeah, and that name, I mean, when I started rapping, I just didn't know exactly what I was going to call myself, so I kind of asked my dad a little. Yeah. Like, my parents were like, what around? And then...
My dad was my rap name?
Yeah, not exactly. He was like, he was like, read something about a prince of... I totally forgot what it was. It was something like in the slavery time.
Oh,
like
super heavy.
Exactly. So it was like, well, how about you call yourself Prince of Jerusalem? Mm-hmm. I was like, you know what? Yeah, it got like a nice sound to it. Why not?
Yeah.
And that's it.
So that's cool, man. So like, about how old were you when your dad gave you your first rap name? He gave you your street name.
The street name. That's a good one. No, but it'd be like, that was at the beginning of like when I started there. I was like 16, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. POJ, I've known him for maybe 3 years now.
Yeah. We
actually met at a show in Berlin. It's my first and only time in Berlin. It was at this place called the Body House. So shout outs to them. Yeah. And man, it was cool. Like it was coast to coast events. Mm-hmm. A lot of the artists were doing their thing on stage. I was there just kind of peeping and they had me do my Thizzle letter. But I seen POJ had a lot of heart. He had a lot of delivery to it, and he had some substance in his rhymes, and that's what really caught my eye. And so yeah, man, we've been rocking ever since. Yeah. We had some things going down this weekend actually. Yeah. We've actually had a quite busy September,
so to say. Yeah.
To be honest, have you? We had a show in Nijmegen 2 weeks ago. Shout out the Alternative for throwing the fucker with us.
Exactly.
And then just Friday we had the live stream at the Kassel. Yeah, Urban Vibe Gallery. So shout out them as well. Mm-hmm. Was that your first time doing 2 shows in a month?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay,
I would say so.
So, cheers to that.
Cheers to that, definitely. It was a hell of an experience.
This is probably, I've known him for 3 years, but this is probably the most frequent I've seen him. 2020 is the most frequent I've seen you ever.
Yeah. So, even though, like, with the whole Corona and quarantine shit, something didn't happen.
Because we would, I actually seen him at the top of the Corona because he came to Camp Trappathon. Exactly. He was one of the participants in that. But usually we meet up for a show. Like he actually came out to the Berlin show, which was Prague.
Prague, yeah.
The Prague show, which was gangster. That's when I knew he was down with the set. And then he came out with the to the Amsterdam 420 show as well. Actually, yeah.
That's when you surprised me with that radio.
Yeah, because that's how we do it over there, Shawty. Was that your first time on the radio?
Yeah.
Okay, fresh. Shout out to Joint Radio for fucking with us on that. I really appreciate them.
Definitely.
Yeah, man. So like, how was your experience this month? And like, you know, was it nice to see? You know, we're on quarantine. You know, you still get to get your kicks in.
Yeah. That was like I told you. Like, remember when you hit me up about that Amiga thing? I was like, bro, I can't wait to hit the stage again. Like, I missed it. Because like I got bored just doing music home and like...
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to share it with the people at some point.
What's your regime been like since quarantine started? Like I know, but tell the people like what you've been on. Like since you can't really be on stage, like what have you been doing outside these days?
Like I mean, I've been producing as much as I could. Like I've been trying to make beats. But at the same time, like...
You're rather new to that, aren't you?
Huh?
Are you rather new to producing?
A little.
Yeah.
A little, yeah. The thing is, it's not like really new because like when I started rapping as well, I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I did have some decent beats, but I just didn't like the quality of them. Because I was like, if I'm gonna be like looking at other producers now and getting their stuff, it'll be way more different. It's gonna hit differently anyways.
Yeah, it's got like a different feel to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was still like a new, so to say, with the whole mixing and mastering thing. So, like, yeah, it just didn't sound right.
Man, that's just a fucking like the whole me. I was telling Anna last night about her. Shout out Anna with Kassel. But I was telling her last night about her son's like music career. It's like you gotta find these producers and engineers. There's so many parts to it. And yeah, man, it can be a pain in the ass. Like if you're doing it yourself. But I think if you do it long enough, like in my experience, I did it long enough, then I can fuck off on all of them.
Yeah.
But producing, like I said, takes me the longest.
Yeah.
Man, because you gotta be creative. It's not so systematic.
Mm-mm. And if you don't know how to play an instrument, it's even like way more difficult.
Thank fuck for Splice and other websites that let us download samples and shit like that. Because honestly, I don't know how to play instruments. I learned how to play the piano for like a week one time.
I used to play the flute, but like I never actually learned it. Like I used to just learn the thing by heart and just play it. Like that's cool. So it's like
so back to your particular music yourself. How you've been making music since you were about 16 or so. Like, what is your style of music? Like, what would you classify yourself? Like, what would your music stand for?
Like I would say, when I started, I wanted to make it like a little bit more political about the situation back home.
Okay.
But like over time, because I was really like the biggest influence that I had was Eminem.
Yeah.
So it was like more into
Is that an Eminem
hardcore.
single on your CD over there?
So to say that's CD
I spotted
it.
I spotted it underneath your shit, and I was like, is that a CD?
But that was a present from a friend of mine. Shout out to Raul, the guy who's actually been doing the last covers in the last. I mean, even Captain America. If you see my T-shirt. Exactly. So like he just gave me that just like the day before he left back to Spain.
Nice.
I was like, bro, even though I'm not gonna use it, but like, okay, thanks a lot for that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like we're out here in Hildesheim, Germany right now, where POJ kind of reigns, and he's got some real fan love out here. We're out there by the lake, and he had a guy show with his merch on and shit. I was like, damn, that'd be the day, you know. I'm happy to see my grandma wearing my shirt or some shit like that, but that'd be the day I walk around and somebody's wearing my shirt. Hell yeah.
Right, he sent me a picture when he was at home with this girl like wearing the shirt. It was like, yeah. All her entertainment is zero. Like, sounds
hey,
good,
yo, shout out everybody in Hildesheim. Shout out all the real fans that be fucking with us on that shit. How long have you been here in Hildesheim?
Right now, let's see, 2014. So it's like almost 6 years.
Okay,
Oh.
that's as long as I've been in Europe. To be honest. Yeah, man. And so you were on the school tip, but like I want to talk about your music. What do you some of your dreams and aspirations? Because you've been doing it for quite a long time.
The thing is, I've been like ever since it started. I never really thought a lot about how like where I want to reach with it at the end. Up until the point, like I mean, I dropped my first EP in 2015, and that was a compilation of like tracks over 4 years. You know, and like after that, I really took a break. I didn't really write anything. Yeah, and like when I started working on the next project, which was the Altered Entertainment album that I actually wanted to drop, which now became to a trilogy.
Yeah.
So
whole story. Check it out if you ain't seen the parts of it yet.
Exactly. So the third part is coming soon. So wait up for that. But like when I started doing that, like I kind of saw an opportunity right there where, as a Palestinian who still wants to talk about whatever is going down, like back in Palestine, Jerusalem, and all of that, but having the talent to do this in English.
Yeah.
It gives me even a more...
it gives you a broader audience?
Exactly.
Okay.
And at that point I can, like I don't have to only speak about Palestine, about the situation back there. I can even bring it more towards the world, on like what's going around on a global kind of, what do you call it, scale. So, like even though I still want to do that, and I know it's more conscious rap kind of thing, and a lot of people, even you, the first time like when somebody asked me about it in Prague, what kind of sound that I have, I kind of said that and you were like, no, I don't see that in you, like a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Because I like to play more with the lyrics, and that's why like sometimes I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah. You
So
are
whatever
rather
comes out,
playful
comes.
with lyrics. He is, I like to give you that props. You're rather playful with your lyrics because
Yeah.
I appreciate that his lyricism all together. I mean, like you piece your words together weatherly. I mean, you piece them well together. Well,
Yeah.
I fucked that up all. But he definitely spends time with the pen. Maybe sometimes too much time.
Too much, yeah.
But I think that's great in 2020 in this day and age because not a lot of artists get down with that.
Yeah.
And so I mean, you say you're in the conscious rap category. Would you ever see yourself in the pop field?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
like that's like it's like an aspiration of yours.
Yeah, a little. Because like to be honest, like even Tupac said it before. You know, like even though you want to do some real, you want to talk about some real stuff. If you want to get an album out, you still have to have a couple of mainstream tracks on there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And you need this anyways, just for yourself to even have fun with the music as well. Because like talking about controversial stuff the whole time is not gonna make even sense to you.
Imagine an album of some serious ass shit, like 17 songs strong of like in your face. Yo,
I would see that coming, for example, from Immortal. What was it? Immortal. I forgot his name. Man. It was one of the legends. It was Latino in New York.
It's like every third person.
Yeah, but like he was talking a lot about what's going on, like in this like area, at least in America and New York, and the fact like with the whole Latino community and how they are being treated, so to say, at some point. And he was talking about social stuff, and almost every album was related to that. Like he had just some real shit going on the whole time through. Like he didn't change it.
Yeah.
But like he was still one of the best lyricists ever, and that's why like he was known. Immortal Technique, bro. Immortal Technique.
Immortal
I'm pretty
Technique.
sure you know him.
Shout out Immortal Technique. No, I've never heard of that. Like that's such a strong name.
Yeah.
I would remember that one. So, is that would you say would be some of your influence
Yeah.
besides Eminem?
Besides Eminem, I would even go back to Rakim for just being a real like lyrics god in a way. And yeah, I was actually rocking a lot with old school before I started listening to trap.
Yeah.
And like whatever actually the new rappers are doing right now.
Man, there came a moment where I didn't listen to hip hop at all for about maybe 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
Because I just felt disconnected from it. Like I seen people replicating the shit that they were hearing in the songs.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to be around that shit. And I just discovered electronic dance music.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, they're happy over here. Nobody's getting shot over there. Nobody's getting shot at raves. Yo, we straight. What the fuck? Like we all, oh hell yeah. I'm seeing titties and shit. We're happy as hell. Yeah, I'm fucking with this
It's
shit.
dancing, having fun. Yeah, man. No, that like I also like ever since I came to Germany, also kind of got to hear some house music, some techno.
Oh, it definitely gets house music right.
Yeah, man. And I mean, okay, I don't fuck a lot with techno, but like when it comes to house, I can still kind of vibe to that. And sometimes I even like stop listening to hip hop just like for at least a week,
Now,
and then just listen to something else, you know?
just listen to something positive. Goddamn, why does everybody gotta shoot each other? Fuck.
They don't want peace, man.
So, like, I mean, do you find that there is a lane for you to be able to preach a revolutionary talk, but still like be in the pop sector? Excuse me. Do you think the pop sector will ever adopt the revolutionary talk?
The way Kendrick and J. Cole did it, sure.
Yeah,
It's
you think it's possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
I think so too, man. Because you're right. Like they do have a way where people look for Kendrick and J. Cole for that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I found it annoying because they were dinging J. Cole and Kendrick for not making any songs during the recent times.
No, yeah.
And I think that's fucked up. It's because like you shouldn't force a motherfucker to.
No.
You know, like I get it. Like I understand. That's
But
what
J.
you want.
Cole was like in between the people, as far as I know. Like he was out there, like with the people.
Yeah, I see some photos of J. Cole going around doing his part as well. So
it's
yeah,
like that's
It's like,
even more important than actually putting something on track right now.
I was yeah, that's important the whole time. It's like how dangerous the goddamn protests are.
Yeah.
Might be better if he's just in the studio.
I know, but like you don't want to hype the people up without actually being part of it.
Yeah,
You know.
it's true. It's like what
That's
are you
what, like,
really doing?
I'm
Are you in the trenches?
Exactly. That's why like I never like kind of call out for a revolution out of nothing. Even though I did that before in one of my tracks with that Arabic Revolution series that kind of started back in 2000. What was it? 10, 11, I think.
Yeah.
Or even before. And I changed even my mind about the song afterwards because I know that you can't call the people for that, but like look what happened at the end. Nothing really changed. You know what I'm saying?
You often speak about you want a little bit of a revolution. Like what kind of result would you or maybe speak on it, and then maybe what kind of result do you would the people want?
Like thing is, I don't want like people to actually just go out on the street fight and get killed or whatever. Like what I'm actually asking for is basically, at least for the Arab nation, to actually stick together for once. Because like ever since this whole situation started in Palestine, there was only like let's say Syria, like I don't want to actually say all of the countries, but like it was like 7-6 countries were actually fighting against Israel to like regain the what you call it, the power over Palestine. And the rest of the Arab world didn't actually bother do anything.
They're like, we're not hearing that shit.
You know? Exactly. It's just like we don't and that's why like right now with the whole situation with Bahrain and Dubai, like Emirates actually accepting Israel as a country and making relations with them and even flying in and flying out without any problem. That's basically saying, okay, we agree now that there's a state of Israel right there. Just like every other country was like doing that, like doing a relationship with them. But for example, Syria still didn't accept that until today. Lebanon as well, which means I myself as a Palestinian can't even go there, like to visit the countries. I can't.
Because they're like, who are you? What is?
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh, y'all, but we've just been talking about the situation that a lot of Palestinians often face, like when it comes to citizenship, and it's just bonkers. It's crazy that the world, you know, imaginary lines like hold people back from things like that.
Yeah. It's like I don't know.
So it's alright. So but I mean, but again, like what kind of resolution like would we see?
Like I would just like my idea is to wake the people up a little. To at least the next generation who's coming up who maybe like doesn't know much about the history of the cause and what is going on actually in their own country, their history. To actually just to hear it at least from somebody who knows more about it.
In a hip way.
Exactly, and to ask about it afterwards.
Okay, so that's cool. It's like
because some parents don't really talk about it anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of hush hush.
Exactly. So, but like you don't want them to forget that as well.
Of course, because it's a major part of history. One things are the way they are.
Exactly. So
that's cool. So I like that you bring or you're trying to bring a hip kind of educational purpose to it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's important because, as you say, like after a while they're going to start writing about it in history books, things like that. You know, it's not going to be so talked about on social media. Maybe Facebook would be a bitch and start censoring it.
Possible.
Possible. Tell me, what are some of the weirdest like rules or laws that you have in like, the Arab world or in your country?
The weirdest rule.
Yeah, you just like a weird rule in like Iowa is like illegal to get a blowjob in a car. In some places you can't cut your grass on Monday.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me something weird like that.
I mean, it's crazy, but let's see. Like, I mean, Saturdays are like off days for the Israelis, so it's like nobody's in the streets. Nobody. But as soon as it's 7:00 in the evening, as soon as Saturday is out, they're out in the streets like ants. I'm telling you. They're waiting for that shit, you know?
but if it's their off day, why aren't they in the streets before?
The thing is, nobody has to go out on Saturday.
Okay.
We have that as a rule for them. Like, we actually keep moving as Palestinians, like as Arabs, because we're gonna actually, like, our off day would be Friday, not Saturday.
Okay.
So, but like, I don't know, they have that thing, like, it's just a religious thing, I guess. They even keep the lights on, like in their shops and stuff. They close it kind of thing, and they go. They stay home the whole day, and then at 7 in the evening, they get out.
Okay.
Or like, they're allowed to get out.
They're allowed to get out. That's crazy. So they got a curfew. They ain't worried about a Corona curfew.
Yeah, no.
Shit.
At least on Saturdays now.
Damn.
But I mean, it's not like that everywhere. Like in Jerusalem, you can see that a lot because there's a lot of religious Jewish people. But in, like in Tel Aviv and the countries like, the cities towards the north, like on the beach and all that, there's not that many religious people there.
It's a little bit more secular, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, back to your music, man. You just dropped an amazing track. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean that was my first try associated with the R&B.
Shout out the name.
Of the song, it's called Haven't Said Enough.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it as like I've already talked a lot about it even in the live stream, this like on Friday as well.
Yeah.
But like just exactly how I said there, it happened spontaneously one night. And it was literally just like I talked to my girl, and at some point like I just was doing like working actually on another track.
Yeah.
But at some point I felt like looking for another beat for some reason. I felt like writing a new
So
song.
indecisive, like damn.
Exactly, I was pretty high actually. It was like 3 a.m. in the morning. I was so fucked. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go through the list of beats that I have.
Yeah.
So I started listening to some stuff, and then one beat kind of came. It was pretty slow jam. I didn't even think a lot about it as much. And then I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool, and it kind of made me feel a little bit more calm and even higher than I was. You know, it was pretty magical.
Love rush.
a little, but I was totally like I wasn't even thinking about that at all at that point, you know. But like when I heard that beat, I was like, okay, but like if I'm gonna do something on this, like it has to be something either sensual or just like off the top, like into your feelings kind of thing, you know?
I think it was both.
Yeah,
I think he did both.
So yeah, like at some point I just started freestyling some shit, and I realized, okay, the bars were coming. You know, like it didn't stop. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just turn it on the mic. I'm gonna record the shit.
Yeah.
So I recorded that. I listened to it. Like I had a full verse almost done. Probably the last bar I fucked up. I was pretty fucked, but you know I kept that. I was like, I'm gonna listen to that in the morning.
It's part of recording.
Exactly. So I listened to that in the morning, and I really liked that. I was like, fuck, like I can really do something about this, you know. So I kept that verse first, and as it is, changed like just the last part. It was like I'm gonna mix it later and see how it's gonna sound.
Yeah.
And I literally started writing the second verse as soon as I woke up. I was grabbing my coffee, smoking up, and yeah. So I wrote that thing, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to work because I had like a class that I had to teach. And then I came back. As soon as I got back home, man, I rolled up, turned on the laptop, and just fucking recorded that shit.
That's what's up, man. I like how it can come like that sometimes. Like I wake up as well. At Camp Shermanthon, I woke up a lot of times when I was like, all right, let's break the zone. Boom.
Yeah.
In the zone. That's what we doing. It was funny when we were talking about it because like at Camp Shermanthon, I would wake up and they have a beat going in the background. And it's like, all right, like is everybody got one? Like, all right, I'm gonna go now. Yo, it's just you wake up and you got that inspiration. I don't know what the fuck this is about, yo.
Bro, sometimes like even if I decided one night to write something new and I have like a beat and everything, and I still like had a blockage of some kind that I couldn't actually get any lyrics out, I sometimes even keep the beat on while I'm sleeping.
Damn.
Because like when you wake up, like when I wake up in the morning, it's like embedded in your head at some point.
I feel what you mean because you can feel that shit when you're sleeping. Yeah. I remember when I was little, I used to, I'd be in the airport and I'd have my little fucking CD player with, I don't know, fucking NSYNC in it or whatever. And I'd fall asleep with the lyrics on, like when they're playing in the background. And so, yeah, I would know that shit. But, you know, you've done a couple shows with me around the world. Like how is that experience? Like people hear me talk about all the time. Like how is that kind of experience? Like is it do you feel that it's worth it in this day and age to make the effort to do shows and things like that?
Hell yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's cool like being able to stream and put out your own music without having to go through a label right now or anything. But like at the same time, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because like if you don't have everything that you need, even like when it comes to artwork, when it comes to videos, when it comes to all of that, because if you don't have anybody who's doing that for you, you're gonna have to do it on your own. Without it, you're not gonna reach anywhere with social media.
Yeah.
You know? And the thing is, if you're talking about money is not gonna come from streaming. Money is not gonna come from whatever you're gonna be doing online.
No, it's definitely not.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the money is gonna be in the shows.
Yeah.
The venues that they're gonna book you for, like to actually fucking overbook the whole fucking place.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like that's if you're actually looking at that, that's where the money is.
That's how I see it as well, man. I think if you're trying to pay your rent and shit like that, you know, you're gonna get that at a show before you're gonna get that on some streams.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at it for 10 years now, you know, and so to say, like back in 2000, what was it? 9?
Yeah.
This whole thing with like releasing your own music was not that big of a deal yet.
No, not at all. If it was like impossible. It was like, yeah, I can never do that.
Yeah, I can never do that. But like when I saw that, like, and the first website that I saw was CD Baby.
Yeah.
Like, I started reading about it and was like, you know what? I can actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I had, so to say, 5 tracks already ready from that EP that I dropped in 2015. I was like, fuck yeah, like if I can finish that, then why not?
Exactly.
Yeah. And
It makes sense. It's really cool that in this day and age they have all those tools to empower you.
So
I'm a little disappointed on SoundCloud. Like I haven't used the service, but they have a mastering service.
yeah.
And like I can't imagine a robot will do usurp the justice.
Yeah. I mean, it's better to do it on your own because at that point you get the better feeling
I think
for your own song.
I think it sets you. I think for what it's worth, it probably sets you up to be a SoundCloud rapper. For you to just have popping ass songs on the line.
But it's not only on SoundCloud; you have other platforms as well.
No, I'm saying what it is like they master it with the robot that way because like you probably don't ever plan on performing that shit anywhere.
Yeah. Okay. if that's how you think about it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I can't even knock them because it probably just sets you up for that purpose.
Possible.
So that's exactly what you need.
Yeah.
But if you're an artist, like I feel like you definitely gotta have. I mean, your performance tracks, your live version, whatever like that. Yeah. I get pissed off because I don't get pissed off, but like having to make a clean track sucks. It's just like extra shit for me.
Yeah.
But so shout out England, shout out to all the radio stations in England that play my song.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing my song, and I won't complain about cleaning the record.
Did they ask you about that?
No, like when you do it to like BBC or whatever, you have to have clean records. Yeah, I think it's all of England. They can only play clean shit. But in the Netherlands,
every track that I drop, man, is explicit. Like.
Yeah, you gotta clean that shit up, man. And big shout out all the radio stations in the Netherlands and that be playing my song that don't have to clean.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any upcoming projects you want to talk about?
Let's see. Now
you don't have to. You don't have to. If you don't want to. If you don't have
no,
to.
I mean there's definitely a lot coming, but like I can say that I've been doing a lot in the German route because like I'm trying to maybe attack the scene a little bit more locally.
Yeah.
Since I've been here like for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And like this is taking me also into a different direction, into a different kind of style because I know that at least the German rap is a little bit different than the American one or even the Palestinian one right now.
Yeah.
So like they definitely need a specific type of lyrics in a way or like or more kind of hype beats.
Yeah, that fucking rowdy shit.
Exactly,
That rowdy shit.
You know? And they need that gangster shit as well. Like they can't do anything without that.
They're all fucking DMX over here. It's funny. It's funny, man. It's what it is.
But yeah, like I think like I'm enjoying just like experimenting with that. And I've already like dropped 2-3 tracks now with German. Like the Black Veck one, the Black Veck. Shout out to EDP, a new song with him is coming out also, and it's gonna be in German as well. So I think a lot of people are liking it as well because like a lot of my friends like they do understand English and they like what I'm doing, but they don't get every part of my lyrics.
Yeah,
because like I'm a little bit more complex when it comes to that. So like you have to read between the lines.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand the languages as good, it's impossible for them like to kind of just get it as soon as they hear it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why like German was a little bit like more closer to them, and they can relate to it in a way.
Yeah.
You know. And that's why I was like, okay, it might be just a good chance like to kind of just try it out and see how that works. And if I get a foot like or like a step, let's say, into the German rap scene.
Yeah, that is tight that you work both angles or 3 angles.
Yeah.
All with multi languages.
The Arabic, yeah.
We have some motherfucking technical and some
Poland.
Some what do they call these things? What is it? Furniture issues.
Yeah.
But we're back. I don't even know where the fuck we laid off at, but that's okay. It's your boy Toeknee Tee, my dog PLJ. I don't think we call this, but you got anybody to shout out for Willie?
As I said, I'm shouting out to everybody who's been with me since day one. Shout out to every fan who's been listening to our music. And yeah, that's how we do it for you.
For y'all. Fuck with y'all later. Toeknee Tee, first and 15. Fuck with us. Got me dog here down there stupid. It is what it is, y'all. Love you. Out. What is
Bust a PO check. Can you ever say you truck ride German to catch a play?